Here is a circle, it knows how to get around.
There are 7 different parts of a circle that you need to be familiar with for your exam. The first of those is a radius. A radius is any line that goes from the center of a circle out to the edge. It doesn't matter where it is as long as it follows that rule. So all of these lines that you're seeing now are examples of a radius because it goes from the center to the edge. A diameter is twice as long as a radius, so it goes from one edge to the other edge, but again goes through the center. It doesn't matter where it is on the circle again, as long as it goes from one edge to the edge and goes through the center. So all of these lines that you're seeing now are examples of a diameter. A chord then. Now a chord is sort of like a diameter because it goes from one edge of the circle to another edge, but it specifically does not go through the middle. That would be a diameter. So this chord goes from one edge to another edge, but not through the middle, as do each of these. You could think of a diameter as a special version of a chord because it does go through the center. Right, a tangent then. A tangent is any line that touches the outside of the circle once and only once. So it can't cross the circle, it just skims the edge of it. So any of these lines are tangents. It doesn't matter where it touches as long as it touches in one place only. Now the circumference is the distance all the way around the edge of the circle. So if you were to stand on the circle and walk all the way around, how far would you have walked? So it's simply the outside of the circle. The next part is a segment. When you draw a chord across a circle, as is drawn in this circle, the red line, you split the circle into 2 segments. There is a smaller segment at the top, which is now shaded in blue, and the rest of the circle makes one larger segment. It doesn't matter where you draw the chord. For instance, you could draw the chord here. It still splits the circle into 2 segments. So this is a segment, as is the rest of the circle that's left behind. And finally, a sector. A sector is created by drawing one radius, then another radius, and it's the area that's enclosed by both of these radii and the circumference of the circle. So this here would be a sector. Once again, it doesn't matter where you draw these radii. You could draw them here, and then that's a sector. You could draw them here, and then that's a sector. Here's a question for you to try. Press pause and have a go. Press play and I'll take you through the answers. Here are the answers then. Part number 1 was a radius because it is the line that goes from the center to the outside. Part number 2 was a sector because it's bounded by 2 radii and the edge of the circle. And then part number 3, the line that touches the circle once, is a tangent. Part number 4 was a segment. It's the area that's bounded by part number 5, which is a chord, a line that goes across the circle from one side to the other but not through the center. Part 6, the outside of the circle, we call the circumference. And part number 7, the last one, right the way across the circle and through the middle, is called a diameter.